Good morning, lovelies. I know it's not Monday, but this is my Monday motivation. I have a bit of a conspiracy theories. Here's my conspiracy theories. As a person who grew up with not good modeling of healthy parenting, I'm having to establish for myself without guidance how to create that relationship with my son. And so people like me who have kids, like people like me that didn't have good parenting, are having to try to be good parents to kids who are already aware of what good parenting should look like. And therefore, there is a bit of a back and forth of, in my day, we respected our blah blah. And it's like, yeah, well, in my day, you could go to jail for, you know, abusing your child. Um, in any case, I digress. What I'm trying to say is, my conspiracy theory is that our parents did the best they could with what they had. They were surviving, wars, famine, the 80s. We all had to start somewhere. And because people like me are having to deal with these parents who are not an ideal counterpart of a family dynamic, we're too busy to break these generational trauma bonds, in addition to like the relationship we have, interpersonal relationships we have outside of family. So we're too busy doing that. Okay. So while we do that, I am raising the generation that also cannot do that, because they are the first byproduct of the new system, of the new process. And so they will have to teach their children the proper way. And that generation will be the first without, the toxic parenting, smash the patriarchy. Like, we'll have surpassed that by then. Okay. So my conspiracy theory is, I don't know if, I haven't Googled this. This is just like a high thought of the moment. But it takes 7 generations to break like a generational trauma. I don't know if that's true. That's my conspiracy. Because I don't have access to my ancestors to know what it was like before. To be like, hey, were my parents all the time? Or was it because of, the way you raised them? Did you hit them on the head with a stick? Maybe that caused a little bit of delayed development in their emotional sphere. Were you able to feed yourself? Did you have the support you needed while you were parenting my parent? And additionally, my parents will have to have processed the trauma that they've experienced to be able to not only explain it, but give insight to my child. And then I can give insight to their child. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 4 generations. But I'm including my grandma because she's still alive and she talks a lot of shit, so I can get a lot of information from her. Okay. So that's 5. And then, like, I get my great grandchild will have lived in a world where we'll be beyond this. And beyond this needs to occur because it's now. And folks like me that didn't have good modeling growing up are in charge of creating that change. Because folks who did have good modeling are just, there's no need for change, right? If something's going right, you keep doing it, right? Like, you can improve it, you can make it better, but you don't have to change it. You can, like, if something's going wrong, that is an indication that change is imminent, necessary, like the only option. So what I'm trying to say is my conspiracy theory is, in a nutshell, because I hadn't said it out loud and now this is really long, that it will take 7 of my generations, my family's generations, to come out on the other side of the trauma we've experienced, not only with each other, with history, with like geographical trauma, cultural trauma, historical trauma. And that gives me hope that I don't have to do this alone. The people who are part of the plan aren't born yet. So how can I surpass my steps to get there? It's not time. Like, it's not time. Go to work. It's time to go to work, Chrisia.